And it says we're live. I'm here. You're beautiful. It's Thursday night. And you know what that means? It's time for GotBot Goes live. I'm just going to set things up as we always do. And then I will sort of get going from there. Bear with me. I hope you guys are having a great week so far. I do know, of course, that today is the premiere of the War for Cybertron Netflix Siege series. I have not watched it yet, nor has Starscream wife. Hopefully that's what we're gonna do after this. That's what I'm hoping. That's what we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I'm actually gonna try and get through the show tonight sort of as quickly as possible because of that. Waluigi, hey, happy to see you. Jay, happy to see you, my friend. Mike, happy to see you. Yeah, you've already watched it twice. Not, I'm sure a lot of people have not had the opportunity yet, but I'm gonna do something tonight that I wanted to do. Actually, I thought that the show was premiering tomorrow, so I planned to do this tonight. So I'm sort of sticking with my plan where I want to kind of preview what I expect from that series. And then next week, we'll see if my preview is correct, basically, right? We'll see if my preview is correct. Analog Ninja, our Super Chat super fan. I appreciate him so very much. Hey, Steven, happy to see you, my boy. A little while ago, Steven, I put a post for members only up on the community tab, and I had a question specifically for you in that, Steven. So maybe scroll back through the community tab and see if you can find that. There was a question to you, my friend. Who else do we have in here? Robert, happy to see you again. Maximal 10, always happy when you're in here. Yeah, I have been taking care of Starscream wife. I wanted to watch it earlier. She's been under the weather, which is why we haven't watched it yet. So seriously, guys, like, no spoilers. One guy in one of the groups already gave a spoiler, and my response to him was, thanks for being a douchebag. And his post actually in that group, not a group I'm an admin of or anything, but his post in that group actually got deleted because there are people, man, that have like jobs and lives and other people to consider in their house that haven't watched it yet. So I'm going to give it a week. We're going to kind of go through it all next week. Who knows? Maybe I might even be able to convince Starscream wife to give me her opinion on it by then too. But trust me, it is up and coming. What else do I have to do here to get ready? Bear with me, guys. We do have some news tonight. I got an unboxing of a few items. These were items not like I haven't put in a box, but really I suppose it's an unbagging. These are ones that I got when I went to the hunt, and yes, I'd still plan to come up with some stuff for to the hunt because it's becoming a thing. So all this was stuff that I got this week from actually going out physically to stores and going on a hunt, which is something, of course, that I do very cautiously and very safely here. So let me just move up here a little bit. I have to kind of get this out. We, of course, have our I'll spit this out in a minute. Trivia we'll get to. We have some news and notes along the way. So it should be a pretty good night. As we go down here, nothing too strenuous, I don't think, tonight. Skybite, happy to see you here. Yeah, Skybite, same thing. Please, no spoilers. Here's the thing. If you're in here and I see a spoiler, I'm going to block you, not just from the chat. I'm blocking you from the channel. That's it. I don't need that in my life, man. I don't need it in my life. Jillian, happy to see you. I think I have something tonight that you're going to find a little bit interesting. Who's seen all the episodes? Nope. Don't even say anything more about it, Jillian. I'm going to very often through tonight, I'm going to be saying no spoilers. Maximal 10, that better not be a spoiler. It really better not be. I'm watching Top Gear Burma Special. Oh, okay, I don't know what that is. Hey, Anonymous, it was good. There you go. That's all I need to know right now. That's all I need to know. Like I said, I have a plan for how I'm doing this, which is why I don't want any spoilers now. Happy when I am here, but not when I have certain things for you to review. Maximal 10 has something for me to review that I'm not particularly looking forward to. You guys might be interested to see my take on it, but I'm not particularly looking forward to it, and he knows it. As we go down here, let's see. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that, my friend. I got the My Little Pony Transformers, the My Little Prime, I think it's called, and Analog Ninja got it for his daughter. It's $16.99. That's I think that's what it was when it went up on Toys R Us, and it's been apparently in and out on Toys R Us, at least here in Canada. I would have watched it, but he's been on awesome. I would have watched it. Look, I was up at about 7:45 or something this morning. I would have watched it then, but I didn't because Starscream wife and I tend to do these things together. This is like kind of an event for us. My plan after all this is to watch the series, sit down, have my Transformers around me. It's going to be a good old time. I might even get myself some cookie dough because I do love cookie dough. Hey, Cross Cutting, happy to see you. John, happy to see you watching the series finally. Oh my God. Yeah, I know. It's been a long wait for all of us. Okay. What did I do with the schedule? Here is the schedule. We're going to run through the news. I'm going to give time for people to get in here, though admittedly, because a lot of people are watching the series now, we may have a smaller crew in here. I want to talk about a few things, including an update on my Deathcobra custom. And I'm actually going to do the review of that finally, along with Cobra Breast, this weekend, because I am being a part of, maybe you've already heard of it. If not, we'll talk about it in a little bit. I'm being a part of the Bots at Home. I guess it's a fan convention, basically an online fan convention. So we're doing that the weekend. What else? Besides, that's news. In fact, let's get into the news. I'm going to do the trivia a little bit later, give people a chance to get in here. Let's get into the news. The War for Cybertron Siege. I'm going to say non-spoiler at the moment. Here's what I expect, and I don't want any spoilers. Do not. I haven't seen it. Starscream wife hasn't seen it. Here's what I expect. I expect there to be a dark, gritty tone. I expect it to have more mature themes and undertones. I am skeptical about how much character development there can actually be within 6 episodes, but hopefully there doesn't need to be a lot because hopefully they kind of stay true to the characters as we know them. Those of you who already know the answers to my predictions, don't say anything now because we're going to talk about it, about what was, if my predictions were spot on or not next week. I expect decent artwork from Polygon. I really do. I am expecting that I'm going to like most of the voice work, but there's a couple of rumblings I've heard about a couple of characters that were probably miscast. So I'm going to hold judgment until I hear the voices for myself. What else can I say? I expect the action to be all right, but I actually expect it to be kind of slower. Like I expect it to be a slow build here rather than action. Maybe I'm wrong. And I expect because we have pictures and stills and clips of a couple of characters that really didn't feature before in G1. I expect them to be somewhat, what's the word I'm looking for? Somewhat prominent in this series. And I think a lot of the body types, because it's expensive and time consuming to make a bunch of character models, which is why Transformers Prime and Beast Wars both had small casts. I expect that if they're on Cybertron, for body types to be reused and simply recolored. Like that Decepticon Mirage, maybe that's just the Mirage body type and not actually Mirage, And some of the stills we've seen look like characters we would know, but in different colors. So I'm sort of expecting the planet to be populated by, a select number of body types that we see. I expect it to be fun. I expect it to be good. I expect it to be a fun ride. And I'm sure it's going to be too short when we get to the end of it. I like everyone else, will say, hey, want more Earthrise now. I'm hoping that Earthrise and Kingdom will actually be a longer seasons. I think this is a little bit of a dry run. Like they ordered 6 because it's a matter of let's see if it hits the mark. Let's see if fans like it. And if you do, a couple of people have said, like, go to places like Rotten Tomatoes and give it a positive score if you thought it was good. I can't do that yet because right? So going back up here now, and again, remember, if anybody has spoilers in here, you're gone. You're gone. I hate to say it, but you're gone. Optimus Prime appears. Yeah, I like Siege. The show is serious the entire time. Yeah, I expected that it would be serious. Now, Daniel, I'm going to say now, nothing else, please. What Siege figure is y'all's favorite? For me, it's probably Jetfire. Honestly, I was a huge fan. Although, I don't know, it might be the Seeker mold. I'm a huge fan of the Seeker mold. It's either Jetfire or the Seeker mold. Siege was good. No spoilers. GotBot said no spoilers. That's right. Robert got it. Does anyone know a non-Netflix source to watch? Not yet, but I expect, Blue, that it'll come up sooner rather than later. Yeah, I realized it was a joke, Anonymous. I got you. I hear now. There are Transformers. See, even Starscream Wife's getting in on it. Tommy liked Siege. There you go. That's all we need to know. Tommy liked it. It's a good show. Hey, Dragonfly. Happy to see you in here, my friend. Megatron says words. Let's see. Oh, gosh. It was a good beginning. Well, that's all we need to know for now. Siege is a good series. Evolved bread with bread with spreadable cheese is now evolved. Whoa. Fancy. Okay, going on down through the rest of our news here. We saw from Azure Sea Studios their Starscream statue. This follows up their Optimus Prime and their Bludgeon. Their Starscream statue looks amazing, but it's highly stylized. It looks like a mix between G1 and movie aesthetic. And when you get a close-up of the head, it almost has a bit of an Armada feel to it. And he does have a head with a crown. So that's kind of cool. Going on down. By the way, they also done Optimus Prime, and they done that weird Bludgeon that was like all silver except for his eyes. He looked beautiful, but I felt like it needed more color. This Starscream one will stand about 79 centimeters. It's a statue, so it's going to be static in the pose that it's in. Comic-Con at home really showed us nothing. It was kind of a disappointment. But I guess that the stuff that they were going to show there is what we got at the Fan First Friday a couple of weeks ago. So that's what I sort of expect. But I thought that something would be shown there. It wasn't. So that was a little bit of a disappointment, at least for Transformers. Other lines and other things were shown. But Transformers was a little sad when it came to Comic-Con at home. What else do we have? A Jada 3-pack was shown with G1, Bumblebee, Starscream, and Optimus Prime. They're like nano-sized die-cast. The Starscream is very silver, looks beautiful. I feel like the Bee and the Optimus, though, look more plasticky than I'd like. Maybe they're not. I'm sure they're die-cast, but there's something that doesn't look quite right about them to me. We saw images of the Walmart exclusive reissue of G1 Blaster. Looks like G1 Blaster. What do you want? A whole bunch of things were shown from Flame Toys. As far as their Kara Curry line, we saw a G1-ish Jazz. It is stylized. He has like a cannon over his shoulder, and he has like his doors on his arms. It's cool, but you have to like a stylized version of G1 for it to kind of hit the mark. I found it weird that they would go that stylized with it, considering it doesn't transform. There was kind of no need to go that stylized with it, but they did. There's also a Revenge of the Fallen jet parts that can go on their Optimus Prime, which is cool, I guess, if you want that movie jet wing Optimus Prime look. What else do they have? Victory Saber combined. That looks amazing, as does their version of the Fallen. The translucent fire bits on it are great. If you're cool with your Fallen not transforming, that might be the Fallen to get, to be honest with you. They teased their Seekers with a silhouette. It's obviously Seekers. Which one? I assume Starscream, but I don't know. And they showed their Farai kit of Windblade. Now they have a Kurokari. What is it? What is it? Kurokari Curry. I don't remember these words. Their Windblade for that is highly stylized. The Farai kit, not so much. It actually looks a lot like the Generations Windblade, which is kind of cool if you ask me. I'm just going to go back here and check in with you guys a little bit because I know people have been saying stuff. I'm just trying to kind of get down through it here now. Robert, somebody got to be in charge, buddy. Somebody got to be in charge. Let's see. I saw it on Netflix, and there weren't any humans. These are jokes. You know what? There might not be any humans. Since it takes place on Cybertron, I'm kind of not expecting humans. That's another good point. In unrelated news, my Legends Misfire arrived. Excellent, Sam. You definitely got the better version of Aimless with that, no doubt. I'm happy to have him as part of the Scavengers. Yeah. Who'll be soon complete. Once my Titans return, Croc and MMC Nickel arrive. Excellent. It's nothing as rewarding to me, and probably to Sam too, as when you get like the final member of like a unit of a team, whether it's a team of 3 or a team of 5 or a team of 8, if you wanted like the Studio Series Devastator, for example. By the way, the Studio Series Devastator, yikes, sheesh, isn't that a thing? Like, it looks good, but the functionality is, and the articulation's not great. Like, I think Chefitron said it best when he said, it's kind of like it's a place where all the action goes on around Devastator, and he is supposed to stay fairly static. I don't know. I didn't go in for it, and I really don't know a whole lot about it other than what I've seen, but he's good for display. I don't think I would want to have to try to animate him. That's what I would say. I think he's beautiful for display. I don't think I'd want to have to try to animate him. Jorge, happy to see you. I hope I'm saying your name right. I am just going to spoil about one character just real quick. Sound Blaster appears. Bread and spreadable cheese. Be quiet. Cybertron is inhabited by Transformers, not humans driving cars. Yeah, that's right. Earth is inhabited by humans. John, what's so hard? What's so hard to not say anything about the show? That's right. If you want to make jokes, we'll make jokes. I was freaking happy when I saw him. Like, it was blah, 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 blah. It was last real good what was the last good Generations Jazz? I like the POTP, but honestly, I think that the gold standard for Jazz is probably still the Reveal the Shield, which brings me to a question. Is newer better? Now, people that are patrons and people that are channel members, I actually done like kind of a fairly long discussion about that. So I'm not going to go into all the details here because I've already discussed it. If you want to see that, check it out on Patreon or hit the join button. Speaking of which, I didn't do my usual intro. Hey, I might as well do that now. It's me, it's GotBot. Welcome to the channel. Please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, or hit the join button, become a channel member, become part of the team. Naturally, while you're at it, hit the notification bell. Check out all of the links down in the description. I'm there. I done the short version for once. But is newer always better? That was a question that came up, and I don't think it is. Like, I think the Reveal the Shield Jazz might be the apex of Jazz. You take, for example, the upcoming Kingdom line. A lot of that's going to be Beast Wars, but honestly, like, I look at my original Cheetor, and I don't think the Classics Cheetor is as good as my original Cheetor, and I'm skeptical if a new Cheetor will be any better than the original. Certain characters, yeah, definitely overdue for an update, but other ones, I don't know if they need them or if the update is as successful. Tankor, Generations Tankor, I love it, but a lot of people complained about it and said, I'm just going to stick with my original. Well, you know what? If the message that Hasbro and Takara get is people prefer the original over the updates, they're not going to make the updates. G1 had a lot of room for update, but you look at something like Cybertron. Cybertron had excellent offerings. A lot of RID was excellent. Do they really need updates? With the limitations that they have now of like cost, materials, and everything, are they going to be as good? I don't know. It's something to ponder. But I feel like that far more I'm debating whether or not I think an update is actually better. Like, do we just buy new for the sake of buying something new? Or do we buy it because it's objectively, measurably better? Something to think about. Something to think about. As we go down here. As we go down. I hope that wasn't actually a, you know what? Bread and spreadable cheese, my friend. I don't know if that was a joke or if it was actually a spoiler. And I said that I would remove anyone. I said I'd remove anyone. You did apologize. So here's what we're going to do. Putting you in timeout, baby. Sorry. You're in a timeout. You're in a timeout, and you know why. Sit in the corner and think about what you did. You can come back. You can come back, but you're in a timeout because I think you need a timeout, baby. Spec Ops Jazz. Yeah, Spec Ops Jazz. What's up? Hey, Sovereign. Happy to see you. I don't think so, Blue. What? I managed to get my hands on 2 Skylinks. Wow. Congratulations. You're talking about that last week, I think. I think you got them both for $179, if I'm not mistaken. I'm waiting for my Siege Mirage and Prowl to arrive. increase my small collection of Optimus and Magnus. Listen, man, everybody got to start somewhere. I'm going to tell you now, Prowl I'm a little on personally, but Mirage is, I love him. A lot of people give him some flack. I love him. Be careful with the clear tabs. Mine fit fine, but some people have said that the clear tabs on theirs doesn't fit as well. If you find your clear tabs too tight, do yourself a favor and sand them down just a little bit. Trust me, you'll be happy with it. I need a Snapdragon. Yeah, I need a Snapdragon, but they're not out here yet, man. I'm still waiting on Double Dealer. Jazz is pretty great. The only two iffy things are that he doesn't have any ankle tilts. Fair enough. You are Megs is a tank. Megs is, yeah, well, we know Megs is a tank because this is the character models are very true to the offerings that we got in plastic. So obviously Megatron's going to be a tank. Do you think we will see humans in Earthrise? Yes, I do. Not in the line, but in the show. Yes, I do. Yeah, don't give any spoilers, guys. If you're just coming in here, no spoilers. No, I have not Cybermatic Geek, and I would advise you to not say anything about it, my friend. But it wouldn't play again. That's weird. I'll have to double check that, Mike. It was. I did test it when I put it there, but send me a message about which one doesn't play for you, and I'll double check it, Mike. It's a huge shame about Studio Series Devastator. It is a huge shame. I agree. Grimlock Gone. Hey, Grimlock Gone. Happy to see you in here. And guys, I know I'm missing some stuff, and I apologize for that. I ordered Snapdragon. Fair enough. Yeah, I can see the argument for doing that. I saw 2 Skylings today. I haven't seen any here yet. I have a SKU number for them, but it hasn't showed up here yet. I'm going through the news now, Runus. Some of it'll be new. We'll see as we go down here. Watching Kim Possible. Fair enough. Found Snapdragon at Target last week. Sweet. Scored Skylings today. How are they gonna be on Earth with no human beings? That's right, Jay. Hey, Damien. Only new videos with Slitherfang and Wrong. Like, come on. Okay, and I kind of feel you, Mike. Only new being Slitherfang and Wrong. I feel you, man. Okay, so continuing on here to try and get through this, we just talked about the Flame Toys offerings. I think the Windblade looks great, as does most of their stuff. We got our first look at the pop vinyls for Bumblebee and Optimus Prime. They look like pop vinyls. You know, they got that typical look. The body looks a lot like the original G1 toys, but the heads, of course, are your typical pop vinyl heads, except the eyes are not just black circles. They're blue circles because they're Autobots, so they should be blue. I would like to think that Decepticons would have red ones. threezero showed more images of their Siege Optimus Prime as well as their Shattered Glass Optimus Prime that is based on the mold of the movie Optimus Prime. They showed their Siege Megatron. That looks amazing and so super silvery, man. What else did they show? Oh, they showed their movie Blitzwing. And they showed their movie Blitzwing with classic G1 colors of purple and beige with a yellow head. And you know what? I think had movie Blitzwing been colored in those classic G1 colors, I think people would not have the problem with them that they do. I think people would have accepted it a lot more and would have said, looks like Blitzwing, like it looks like a movie version of Blitzwing. I think the magic there was in the coloring, and they colored it wrong. They made it look too much like Starscream. They should have colored it to make it look like Blitzwing, and it might have gotten a pass. What else did we have here? We saw more images of the Repugnus 4-pack where there's a one-step, I think mostly green Repugnus from Cyberverse and like 3 little tiny ones, kind of like Rodimus with the little Sharkticons. It's a thing. We saw more images of the 4-pack of the Cyberverse Seekers. These are the Seekers that have their Cybertronian mode. Here's the thing. These ones, unlike the ones that have your normal like Earthplane mode, actually have knees. It's better Seekers. Does that mean they're great? But they're definitely better. At least they have knees this time. We saw more My Little Prime, as was mentioned earlier. Here, it's been showing up on and off on Toys R Us and selling for $16.99 Canadian. I mean, basically, it's a My Little Pony thing. It amazes me, though, how quickly it's been selling out before it goes back up. Like, it's popular, man. It is actually quite popular. Here's a weird piece of news. In the Middle East in September, there's going to be a Transformers virtual reality experience. I don't know. My understanding is that it's out elsewhere in the world and coming to the Middle East, but I might have that backwards. It might be coming to the Middle East first before other places. We saw kind of line work for Masterpiece Starscream version 3, and a lot of people said, wow, those proportions look way better. They do to a degree. I feel like either the thighs are too thin still or the lower legs are too wide. Like I saw it, I was like, it looks better than the Starscream that we have now. But I almost feel like from the waist down, it's like a hint of Transformers animated to me. I will have to see the actual plastic, but it is what it is. Do I think it's needed? No. Do I think it's a smart idea? Not necessarily, because, you know, there are people out there that bought a slew of Masterpiece Seekers, and I don't see them going back and rebuying all of those characters again. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they will. I guess time will tell. Entertainment Earth has a coloring contest up where you can win like $100 gift certificate or something to their site. I think that's only within the US though, so I'm out. But if you live in the US, you might want to check it out. Try your hand at a little bit of coloring, man. What else do we have? Bots at home. I'll do this now. This weekend, August 2nd, creators from Canada, from the US, from the UK are doing Bots at Home. It is basically an online fan convention that's going to have everything from reviews to tutorials to live streams to everything else at different points through the day. I believe there's going to be some sort of proceeds and stuff for charity. All those details will be explained at the time. I, however, finally am going to get around to reviewing this guy. This is my custom Death Source. He is now, not Death Source, Deathcobra. He is now finally complete. I had some... Here's the thing. There's more to this guy than you would think. The base mold, I was lucky. I managed to get a KO of a green version of the Alpha Bravo mold. The head is from Shapeways. I'll definitely talk about it, but I had to do a little more fancy work here than I originally anticipated to get it to work. And I am using a custom Slither Fang as my version of Cobra Breast. We will talk about that on August the 2nd, which I think is Sunday. I don't usually do things on weekends. I will this weekend. This is going up. You'll see him with the rest of the Breast Force, or Lyle Kaiser's team, if you will. We'll see how he integrates, or if he can integrate as a leg and or an arm. He's by right supposed to be an arm. So that's definitely coming up the weekend. All the channels involved. Every, all the Rejecticons, I think Patriot Prime, Fingers on Plastic. There's a whole bunch. Rudy, if Rudy was here, he'd be able to tell us, but check it out. That's all I can say. Check it all out. We saw some Earthrise in-hand images. I'm going to Earthrise and Studio Search. I'm going to get to that in a second. I want to check in with you guys here for a few moments. Oh, Rudy is here. Look at that. If I miss something important, Rudy, by all means, feel free to throw it in there right now. Here we go up. I broke down and picked up Astro Train, even though I didn't like the lack the back of the shuttle. Now that I have it, I'm still glad I picked it up. I'm not. I think they should have. It's not that he's bad. Not at all. He's not bad at all. It's just I don't think it's for me. I'm still drawn to my Titans Return one. Should have called Blitzwing Ramjet. You know what? That would have been acceptable too, maybe. But I think a lot of people would have said Ramjet's Conehead. But you know what, Skybite? That might have been more acceptable than Blitzwing. Let's see as we go down here. People wishing Starscream wife well. Hopefully she feels better. Is the Secret 4-pack and Repugnance 3-pack supposed to be out? Yeah, they are. My understanding is, Xander, is that they are Target exclusive. So check your targets, I guess. Oh, wait. Maybe your Target had it early. I don't know. But my understanding is they're just out recently. I think it could have worked to give Blitzwing something of an inverted coloration. Yeah, I agree. I feel Earthrise Astro Train is better than Titans Return. That's fine. Yeah, a lot of people would agree with that. Dragonfly, if he was the height of the Titans Return Astro Train, I'd be right there with you. But he's not. I feel like he's a bit too short. Did you mention the Optimus and Bumblebee Nerdroid yet? No, never heard of him. Don't even know what a Nerdroid is. You're giving me news, Daniel. Need GotBot cuddles. Yeah, well, you guys know I'm a pretty affectionate, cuddly type of guy, right? I'm like a big teddy bear, right? Let's see. Yeah, the coloring contest. I think the details might be on TFW 2005, but it's from Entertainment Earth. Check out Entertainment Earth. They got the details there. Take care, Mike. Is he going to have a sword? I don't know if he's going to have a sword. I have no idea. Deathcobra, la la la. I see what you're doing there, Crimson. Wow, looks. You know what? I wish I had a Globulus now to put next to him. Wow, looks good, Dennis. The Deathcobra. Thank you very much, Dragonfly. Thank you very much, Analog Ninja. Probably he has missiles on his arm. Let's see. I did not know that, Daniel. No, I had heard of him now that you mention it, though. But no, I didn't mention him. But Daniel brings up a good point there. The Japanese, like, chibi versions of Optimus and Bumblebee, if you're into that kind of super deformed look, they are kind of beautiful. Good point. Thanks for catching that. There's no Target in Canada. There used to be Target in Canada for a couple of years. They had a rough start, unfortunately, and pulled out, I think, too soon. I really do think too soon. Starscream wife and I used to love going there. It was such a nice wide aisles. It was such a nice shopping experience. We were sad when it left. Still sad. All this time later, we're still sad. And apparently some of the Targets of Canada were better than others, and some were not making good profit. Ours was one of the ones making solid profit. I think they should have scaled back rather than closing everything down. But I don't make those choices, right? About 2 weeks ago, my Target had a leader double dealer, and I went to scan him, and they would. Yeah, I've heard about that happening in the States where stuff is put out at Target and then they won't sell. That would drive me nuts. I remember MGO reviewed Nerdroid Kill la Kill figures. I don't even know what Kill la Kill is, man. Wow, had no clue. Yeah, like I said, we used to chicken fried steak. Going off on what I'd mentioned earlier, with my new Legends Misfire, my planned approach for characterizing them is with the Headmaster as Misfire and Target Master as Aimless. Oh, yeah, okay, and the body will be a Transtector. That's kind of cool. Do you think the Transformers having all of those what do you think of Transformers having all of those crossovers now? There's a market for it, Daniel. I think the crossovers are a niche market. I mean, that was proven with the Marvel crossovers and the Star Wars crossovers before. It's not for me. But I got Ectotron, but I'm not in for Gigawatt. I don't think. Maybe if I see it in person, it'll be different. But I'm definitely not in for Maverick. I think that looks awful, just awful and overpriced. Target is awesome. Walmart sucks. Even here in the US, yeah, it was the same thing here, buddy. I would have given up all four or five of our Walmarts for our one Target to still be here. Yeah, the sploosh. Yeah, he loves that word. Yeah, you do have what you have. Target is nice as we go down here. If anyone in this chat could pick up a Transformer with a personality like their own, who would it be? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I always say Metroplex. My go-to is always Metroplex because my personality is as big as a city. Or it might be my ego. Hey, Ninja Bill. Happy to see you in here, my friend. I remember that we got a rumor years ago about a Transformer versus Power Rangers crossover. I could see it happening now since Hasbro owns both properties. I work at Target, and we are trying to fix the selling dates on figures. It's a company-wide thing. Oh, fair enough. See, who knew? Who knew? Okay, so to kind of finish stuff up here, we had some in-hand images of some Earthrise stuff. We saw Bumblebee. He still doesn't have his Autobot symbol on his chest. It's down on his foot because they're opting to put it there for the car mode. I think I would still prefer it on his chest, personally. It's not for me. Like I said before, I'm sticking with my Hornets agent, but if it's for you, cool, I guess, if you like that mold. I do think that in hand, seeing the actual plastic, not renders, but the actual plastic, I do feel like the coloration is absolutely on point with the MP21, where the yellow is more of like a school bussy orangey yellow. We saw more images of Fast Track and him as the Tyrant Spear. In for it, absolutely in for it, 100%. We saw more images of Megatron. He looks fine, I guess, but I feel like his chest is out a bit further than he should be. The real only change is that his abdomen area is more accurate to the animation. The head sculpt, I guess it's okay, but I think the Siege one is better. And as I look at it, I get a feeling of United 09 Megatron. That's what the head sculpt reminds me of, the way the eyes are. I don't know. Maybe you like it. I don't think I'm in for that Megatron. We saw more images of Studio Series, Revenge of the Fallen Soundwave. Not much of a transformation to the guy, but his robot mode looks great. Top Spin looks on point. If you're in for the Wreckers, the movie Wreckers, which Jillian probably is, for example, looks on point. Alita 1, still not sold on it. The backpack is hella big, and I see some, her thighs are white, but then her face and her lower leg stuff are this weird beigey color. No, either choose white or choose beige. Don't have both. I find it jarring. If you're in for it, cool. But I think I'm probably going to stick with my Jet one, to be honest with you. Maybe I'll think different with it in hand or when I see it. I don't know. But I don't feel compelled to jump for her. She's not, I don't know, she's not, that's my take on that. We saw some images of Double Crosser. I don't even know if the dude's arms can move. He's such a little weirdo. I think he's a Decepticon. Hasbro had their Fan Expo 2020 in Hong Kong, and we saw some excellent displays. A lot of it was really stuff we've seen before, but it was nice to see a display where you had Scorponok next to Fort Max. When I review Scorponok, up and coming when he finally arrives here, I'll show him with all of my Titans, and we're also, a few times, I've done updates to my Ultimate Autobot base. Back in episode 300, I looked at my Ultimate Decepticon base at the time, 300, and that was Trypticon and some other bases around him. And honestly, it's fair size, all things considered. But we're naturally going to update that with Scorponok and more. So I'm looking forward to when that comes up and we get a chance to actually update that. Remember, that was episode 300. We're now at episode, I think today, 737 went up, if I'm not mistaken. What else did we see? We saw images of Masterpiece Tigertron. Tigertron looks beautiful. The RC is fine, but her face still looks off to me. Now she has alternate faces. Maybe one of the alternate faces would appeal to me more for Masterpiece RC. If you're in for her, cool. We saw God Neptune. Crimson, shout out to Crimson because he's helped me get God Neptune. It was nice to see God Neptune on display. Cannot wait. Absolutely cannot wait for the fall. We saw the Quintesson pit all set up, but we've seen images of that before. It looks great. I heard it was supposed to be an SDCC exclusive. And then we get to the last image. And the last image was Gigawatt, the standard release Gigawatt, not the exclusive that sold out like that to the bots, the standard release. And what's different about it? It doesn't have a license plate with a number on it. Who cares? And the box looks more like a G1 box than it does a or like a Back to the Future type of box. It's a different back insert compared to the clock tower insert that's in the Gigawatt one. So long story short is if you want to pay hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of dollars for the exclusive, you're getting basically a numbered license plate and a different box. That's worth hundreds of dollars to you. Go for it. If it's not, save your money, wait for the standard release, and just pick that thing up, man. If you're in for it. We're going to do the trivia in just a moment. I'm just going to go back here and see kind of what you guys are saying here. As we go up here just a little bit. Hey, Soul Mist. Sorry I missed you there, my friend. I think Hasbro will release another Devastator for Earthrise. No, why would they? The Titan Devastator is it. If you didn't get that one, probably get the CBB, the downsized one. That's actually pretty good. So no, I don't expect it. Hey, Ken. Red alert. Red alert. That's a good one to be. KBB Hornets Agent. I have that. Yeah, and it's great. Hornets Agent is fantastic. If I wasn't Starscream, I would be Baby Dinobots. Always breaking stuff and being a pain, but still cute. You probably would be Baby Dinobots. That absolutely sounds like you, actually. Baby Grimlock. I think we're Devastated out, maybe. Earthrise Bumblebee is a beetle. It is. Hornets Agent is great for being super cheap. And that's the thing. Like, Hornets Agent is half the price of Earthrise Bumblebee. And to me, it's just as good, if not better. But that's me. That's just me, to each their own. My insides are screaming about that. Maybe in Studio Series because he appeared in the movie. Now, you might get that. You could get an 86 version of Devastator, I suppose. Would be a nice blend between Ultra Magnus and Shockwave. But when I go on the hunt, I'm like, Hot Rod. Fair enough. Running over Insecticons. Nice. Studio Series version, Dark of the Moon Soundwave. I like the Dark of the Moon Soundwave over the ROTF Soundwave. My Cyberverse and Earthrise RC still has not shipped. Man, oh man, Ninja Village, you must be getting real tired of waiting. Yeah, both are a month overdue. But they haven't canceled your pre-orders, so I guess they'll still come. I assume it's production delays. I would guess. Like, are either of those RCs even out? I don't know. He's a Decepticon. I hope his arms can move. I hope his arms can move too, to be honest with you. But they look, just the way it's set up, like every time you see a picture of him, like his arms are kind of out, and it almost looks like they're locked into position for the track piece. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm thrilled that I finally got to catch a stream, but I have to leave. That's fair enough, man. You have a good one, Xander. I'm glad that you came in for the time that you did. All we got left to do is the trivia and then the unboxing. We're going to be out of here then anyway. And the stuff from the unboxing, well, I'll be reviewing up and coming. Yeah. So I can actually, and we talked about bots at home, so we got that done too. I think I might get a Lita one just because I don't have one. Now that's fair too. If you didn't get the plain one or you didn't find or whatever, this is definitely one to get. For me, it's a matter of which one. But if you don't have one, yeah, definitely get her. Absolutely get her. I had pizza and hot dogs for dinner. Good for you. I actually had KFC for dinner. It was great. Or supper here. Hey, T-Fan Page 101. Yeah, Fort Max looks good with Scorponok. Wonder how they'll tie that in. Maybe Zarek plays a part in Earthrise. Maybe Zarek does play a part. I hope so. I hope that we see more Titans as it goes on. Hey, Glenn. Good evening from the UK. Well, good evening from Canada. We can't seem to get a proper Elita one. Now, I kind of agree with Crimson. While I said I'm probably going to keep the plane, I agree. Neither the plane nor the new one is a proper Elita. I think we're still waiting on that, and I think she can still be improved. Bless you. What? Gave your live stream right now? Okay. Should be after Halloween for God Neptune. I know it's a long wait for him, man, but I'm so excited. I'll stick with PRTP, Elite One, and Earthrise Optimus for my future wedding. Yeah, you know what? Me too, buddy. I picked the letter B for the trivia. Dude, we're going to do that next, Crimson. You're jumping the gun. You're pulling the Kato. You're pulling a Kato here. I've always been a bit perplexed why they made another Elita one when Greenlight and Lancer were added inexplicitly to complete Orthea. Agreed, Sam. It kind of makes no sense. Hey, Timmy, I just finished my Shattered Glass Sideswipe custom. I would be very interested to see that. Seek me out, man, on social media. Like, send me a DM on Instagram or something, man. I'd love to see that, actually. Okay, so trivia time. Here's the trivia. This is a good one, actually. Of course, brought to us by Dragonfly. In the opening scene of the episode The God Gambit, which Autobot was shot down by the Decepticons and landed on Saturn's moon, Titan? Was it A, Skylynx, B, Cosmos, C, Omega Supreme, or D, Broadside? Who was shot down in the opening scene of The God Gambit and landed on the moon? Cosmos, 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 B, Cosmos, Cosmos, Cosmos. Hey, Starscream wife, are you guessing Cosmos? T Fanpage is going with D. He's going outside. He's going outside, and he's saying Broadside. Oh, and he's saying G too. So, and she's using her Ask the Audience. It's awesome. And it is, in fact, B, Cosmos. You guys are brilliant. Absolutely. And Crimson, dude, you got it right, man. Early on, too. So for those just coming in that haven't been here, just very, very quickly, this is my custom Deathcobra, finally rounding out my entire Lyle Kaiser team. All the members, all 6 of them, they all have their breast partners, including this guy. They all have their partners. I'm going to be reviewing this guy for Bots at Home on August 2nd, which is, I think, Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so we're going to actually have a bit of weekend content, not something that I usually do. And that brings us to the last thing that we have here, which is a box. And we have a few items in the box. These are not things that came in the mail or anything like that. I got these when I went to the hunt out. I went out in the concrete jungle on the hunt, and I found these items. Finally, something new. I said last week we've had nothing new since February. Finally, slowly beginning to trickle in. I'm getting warm. You gotta keep the throat open, man. You gotta keep the throat open. See, Skybite gets it to the hunt, baby. Okay, so, and this will be our last thing. After this, we can get out of here, and we can all go and either watch for the first time or rewatch Siege. And remember, next week we're going to see if some of my predictions are true about it. There you go, to the hunt, baby. So the first thing that I picked up, actually, Mike mentioned it earlier. We have finally Rung and Slitherfang showed up. Fun fact, Rung here. If you look at the artwork up top, it's exactly the same as what's on the Siege packaging. The only thing that's different literally is the packaging. The only thing here different, even though we'll review it because I don't know if I even like this thing yet. The only thing different here is if you're collecting the map pieces, then you're going to want this packaging for the map pieces. It is what it is. So I'm looking forward to both of those. Very interesting to find out that Slitherfang is actually part of the Quintesson forces. So we'll talk about all of that. Then I also found, actually, I found the Jeep Bumblebee and I found Roadbuster, but I didn't get them because they're not for me personally, but I did get Jet Shatter. And it's funny because I just saw Jillian say, did you get Jet Shatter? I absolutely did. First impression of Jet Shatter. First impression, infinitely better than Studio Series 40, the car. Infinitely better, but we'll talk about that this week. And the last thing I found today, and I wasn't even sure I was going to get this. When I found it, I got it, and I got this version of it because there's actually going to be 2 versions of it. And I got this one because surprisingly, based on what I've read, I think this is actually going to be the better version. And it is actually a Cyberverse offering, a Cyberverse character, and it is Thunder Howl. This is the Ultra Class Thunder Howl. This coloration is a bit different. Apparently before he gets powered up with the Energon armor or whatever. The deluxe coming is supposed to be the way he looks after he has the Energon armor or whatever it is to power up. But I've heard that the deluxe is actually significantly hindered in its, I think it looks better than this, but it's apparently significantly hindered in its articulation. Apparently this guy has the better articulation, and I'm not going to lie. I'm looking at him and I see that perhaps he might just have the most articulation of anything from the Cyberverse line yet. We'll see. We'll see as the week comes up. But that's what I got so far. Oh, I thought I was going to have my cassette 4-pack. Finally, my Spy Patrol. Because EB Games called me the week. And I've been telling you guys for months, since February, the end of February, beginning of March, that I'm waiting on my pre-order to come in. And I got a call this week, and they said, your pre-order's canceled. The company did not get enough in to fill all the pre-orders. Luckily, I have it coming from somewhere else. It is on the way and mailed. Hopefully, by the time it gets here, I actually have double dealer. No double dealer yet, and still looking for Skylings. Everything else is either not out in Canada yet, or I'm waiting on it to arrive here. Slitherfang is so good. I think he's kind of a brilliant little boy, to be honest with you. T fan page. He's really, really nice. He does come with Rung does come with the Earthrise Ultra Magnus, and it's pink. Another fun fact, Sovereign. Nothing Netflix has arrived here. Zero. Nothing. Never did. Like, we're talking about Wave 2 of Netflix stuff, and I've seen pictures of the Wave 1 stuff on clearance. Never came here, first nor last. I was lucky. Non-metal hooked me up with Hotlink, which was all I wanted from Wave 1. I don't know if we're ever going to get them, but we haven't had them yet, man. Have not had them yet. As we go down here. Yeah, I'm not paying eBay prices for Skylings. No, thanks. I'll wait until he arrives. No, not a shred of Netflix. Nothing. Nada. And that's it. We've gone through the news. We've gone through the unboxing. That stuff coming up the week. Do not forget Sunday, August the 2nd. Check out all of the content that will be going on from all of the channels, literally from all over the world, from Canada to the US to the UK and everything in between, really. It'll be a lot of stuff going on there. There's also an electronic battle call Cyberverse. Yes, now they're not out here yet, Crimson, but I'm eyeballing that Wild Wheel, baby. Eyeballing that Wild Wheel. My hotlink was sent from Danny Dolphin. Haven't seen Netflix since. See, and I remember seeing Danny say that they had a bunch wherever Danny is, and I have no idea where she is. But like wherever Danny is, that's where they're to. Go there. Ontario, maybe? I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't like the Alita one. She should have been her own. Totally not a recolor. I agree. She should have been her own. Slitherfang is the sound barrier of this way, but he's better than sound barrier. Sound barrier is rough, man. Rough. I've been trying to track down Generation Selects, Kraken and Lobclaw. Yeah, I'd like a Lobclaw too, actually, to be honest with you. That's the only one I don't have. It's not far from you. Well, there you go. By the way, if you've never checked out Danny Dolphin, go check out Danny Dolphin. Shout out to Danny. That's it, guys. I'm going to get out of here. I got things to do. My wife has been very understanding. She's a little under the weather. I got important things to do, so I'm going to take off. I appreciate you coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. Hope you are heading in, having a fantastic weekend. I do know how important your time is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, of course, you can check us out on Patreon. You can use the join button and become a channel member. You can see what we offer to you through Teespring. Don't forget, somehow, some way, each and every single day, man, you do very much make a difference. And I look forward, baby, to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams at the stop motion premieres or the old-fashioned way, like tomorrow's countdown is going to be of the most annoying, the top 10 most annoying. Remember, that's coming tomorrow. I look forward when we get together to have another visit right here inside the videos.